I always said that there should be some training on how to use drugs safely, and like what the effects of the drugs are going to be on you. You know what I'm saying? The possibilities, okay? It's so much stigma put on different things that people who suffer from these things don't have an ability to have the support they need to fix them sometimes. And that's a big deal. You know, when you try to hide something from your kids, or people in your family, because you don't want to hurt them, or you don't want it to hurt them, sometimes you consequently hurt them by not preparing them for that situation. They get in it and they do it exactly the thing that you feared they would do, which why you didn't tell them. But had you warned them when they got in it, they already would have had the information that you gave them, and they would have made a different decision. Possibly 99% of the time they would have made a different decision, because they gonna use your shit. If you give them your shit, they gonna use your shit. But I say that to say, some of the things that I experienced that I want to share with you, in case you ever, you know what I'm saying, get in this predicament using, certain drugs and certain drugs. I'm gonna say that. It made me feel intensely horny when I did it. I probably would have humped the dog. You know what I'm saying? My sexual explicitness and overtness was not for the culture, okay? At that time, you know what I'm saying? And it will make you have thoughts and images of things sexually that you've never experienced in your life. You can't give in to what you know is wrong, but to have these thoughts in your head is not a thing that's anti-human. Most humans don't talk about it, and I don't see no reason to, except for to help somebody else understand that, we don't still move like that. And because from cultures back in the back before we civilized, I'm sure they did, but we don't still move like that. But those thoughts are gonna come, and you have to be able to cast down a thought just like you have one. They gonna come, and you gonna tell the ones you want to stay, and the ones you know better than don't. You don't mess with those. Okay. Now we got that, and then we have so we got heightened sexuality, compulsive note taking. Okay, compulsive note taking. Shit. Millions of ideas that are gonna hit your head. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna construct so many ideas, and they're gonna be great, but you're not gonna be able to fulfill all that shit, especially at the time that you think it. So you can be yourself and wing it. Or you could just come to terms with, I ain't gonna complete all this shit. I might write all this shit down. I might never see it again. You know what I'm saying? Or when you get a thought, do it right when you get it. Stay dressed how you want to be, because you might want to jump on TV, but you ain't gonna want to jump on TV if you ain't count your hair, But anyway, some of the things, like I said, some things I feel like people put such a stigma on, that people who are gonna experience this, who are human beings, who are gonna live in a pattern, are gonna experience, and they don't. Nobody talks about it, so it doesn't get understood. You know what I'm saying? Like the reasoning behind why you say and do what you do, it gets lost in translation. So yeah. So sometimes it's hard to get up, take a shower, different stuff like that. After you done had an exhausting night, or you got depressive thoughts, or you're not feeling happy about who you are. And my biggest thing with my journey is to be me, and to know that I'm enough, and to know that I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Irregardless of what somebody think about me, irregardless of what the culture says, irregardless of what. If I'm good, I'm good. If these kids is eating, if this house is holding up, I'm good. You hear me? I'm good. Shit, people want to get in your stuff, and they break down who you are sometimes. I see people, and they like, I need to go to rehab, and they like, I need to, fix my life. And I'm like, well, what you doing wrong? And what's going to change when you get out of rehab? Have you been to rehab before? Did you stop smoking in? You ain't about to stop smoking out. Now you might. But what you really need to do is love yourself. That's what you need to do. You need to look at yourself and say, is there anything in my life that I don't love? And get that shit out of there. Because you love dope, baby. I'm just playing. But you need to get in there and see what it is about you that you're having a problem with. And if it's somebody else's opinion, you need to say, fuck that. Unless that opinion really makes you feel bad, or like you're lacking something because of that opinion. Okay? If you feel like that, then fix that. But that's how I feel like I go about and tackle my journey. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, okay. So another thing is, when I was back in them days and I was like, just really having trouble getting out of bed and doing different things because of all the compound depression of all the things that I was experiencing as a woman and a mother and a fugitive, different stuff like that, is leaving stuff out for your kids to eat. You got kids, even if you just go through depression, you don't be feeling like getting up or whatever, leave out, stuff like cereal, lunch meat, hot dogs. If your kids know how to cook noodles, crackers, peanut butter and jelly, leave that shit right where them kids can get it. Some juice boxes, some waters. Leave it on the bottom shelf of the refrigerator or put it on the cabinet. And when your babies wake up, if you got good kids, you can leave out as much as you want and they'll take what they need. If you got badass kids or you low on your budget, you're gonna make sure they eat what they supposed to. Just leave out portions so that they can, eat, and then you can get your extra rest and they can eat. You know what I'm saying? Talk to your kids so they understand stuff. So you know what I'm saying? They understand stuff. Always be talking to your kids. Or always be talking around your kids. So they can pick up language from you. And then they'll be having to understand it. Be like, okay, if I don't get up in the morning, go in there, I left you something on in the refrigerator, bottom of the refrigerator. Or I left you something on top of the cabinet. This is not stuff that people don't know. But this is stuff that I wish people would have told me when I got confused. When I lost my way. You know what I'm saying? People wanted to, talk down on me a lot. They wanted to, tell me I wasn't doing the right thing. They wanted to tell me that I was this type of person and that I didn't deserve this and that and this and that. But nobody had the answer for who I should have been. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could tell me who in that moment I needed to be and what I needed to do, except for that I needed to quit doing the thing that was making me feel better than anything ever made me feel in my life. It wasn't just that thing. I did that thing for years and it wasn't an issue. It was a life that was happening. It was all of my people turning on me at once because of something that somebody else said. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. I'm not go to rehab and get him $1 million for what? You gonna come back out and get high? I ain't never seen nobody go to rehab and quit. Never in my whole life. Now, I ain't say it hasn't been done because I'm 37 years old and I haven't met everybody in the whole wide world. But what I'm telling you is I don't know nobody that get high like that to the point where they get high and then they go to rehab and they don't get high no more. I never met them. So, and I know people who don't got to go to rehab and they get high as giraffe pussy. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. You just have to love yourself, is my point. You have to know, and you love yourself by knowing that you're doing the shit you want to be doing or need to be doing to make your life the best that it can be. You fill your self-esteem up by making sure the kids ate. You know what I'm saying? You fill your self-esteem up by making sure you got your shit and you ain't got to steal for it. Or you might steal, but that's your thing. Stop stealing. I don't steal. But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? My point is that no matter what you do, you're human and you still deserve a voice. Don't let nobody kill your heart, your spirit, your voice, your knowing that you are you and you're doing the right thing. People start dividing themselves, like motherfuckers be hitting the ball, hitting the pipe, whatever, and then they be crying because they want to quit. You don't want to quit. You want to quit because somebody wants you to quit. If you want to quit, quit. But if you just want to fix your life, fix your life. And if you want to fix your life and you don't know where to start by what's wrong. What's wrong? What you doing wrong? What they say you doing? If you ain't got nothing that you think you doing wrong, what they say you doing? And then start with those things. One at a time, and sometimes you're going to have to go backwards and sometimes you're going to forget. But still love yourself. You still that, yeah!